I'm Dolo, and I'm good with that.
Don't fuck with me. I'm
backed by God, so I don't even know how to have the fear you need me to have.
Boy, if you weak ass niggas even thought of doing something to me, I light y'all bitch ass up.
I don't fuck with nobody. So when you fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you.
You want to be somewhere where people are all trying to grow. And if you going behind, guess what they gonna do? Tell you, hey bro, you either get right or get the hell on. You see what I'm saying? But them the type of people you need to be around because that holds you to a standard.
If you can't receive someone telling you something, and even if you don't like who's saying it, if you're focused on what they're who's saying it, then what they're saying, you're not emotionally intelligent.
That's a fact.
You're emotional.
God put me through a lot of trials and tribulations so that I wouldn't get complacent, so that I could remember who the fuck I am.
Obsessed with finding myself now and not having to prove anything to anybody other than myself. I believe in wins and lessons. Ain't no such thing as a loss. Everything is a lesson.
You can't let nothing break you. I don't care what the situation is, my nigga. Don't let that shit break you, because it's always a way.
Stay you. Be you, be different. Don't try to follow no ways. What work for somebody else ain't gonna work for you.
Oh, I'm trying to better myself. I'm struggling to better myself. Or I'm just trying to be a better person. Yeah.
Giving your best is enough. And sometimes we lose track of that. So for anybody out there, you know, you're enough.
If one door closed, another one gonna open.
I'm someone you really shouldn't put your hands on. So just make sure that this is what you want, because I'm not gonna stop, and I'm very resourceful.
See, I'm not one of them niggas that know a lot about a little. I know a little about a lot, bitch. I might not be the brightest candle on the cake, but bitch, I'm lit.
My friends be like, how come you not famous yet? I be like, you didn't share my shit. How come? Very weird.
You can't be alone, most of all. No was there. In the name of Jesus, I give you my life, because you cared. Okay, ready? I'm gonna be.
Bitch on the ride on my back like a Mustang. I gotta watch on my wrist is a bust down. See ya. I'm tryna hop on a flight out of town. See ya. But I send my baby to bring it right round. See ya.
Yo, what it do? What it do? Hey, y'all probably wondering why I would say yo, huh? 'Cause I know Gio's wondering. Well, I'm a pirate, bro. That's usually how we, introduce ourselves. Yo ho. But I just say yo, because I don't want to call y'all ho. You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. I digress. Let's get it in.
I thank you, Lord, for my birth and everything that's followed. I thank you, Lord, for today, and I will pray for tomorrow. I thank you, Lord, for your guidance, because it's all that counts. And right here, right now, Lord, this is your house.
Ashe. Hey, Ashe. How's everybody day? Night going so far, I should say, right? It's nighttime. Glad y'all there. I see we got them likes up. Y'all know what it is, man. I appreciate it. Let's get these in.
Bought it for him. She pays his rent every month, and all the Kardashians give at least 10% of their income every single year to this church. And it's obviously because they're like good Christians, right?
Ruthless people in the business world and industry, they just have subtlety to the tactic.
Ever since Sean Combs' The Reckoning, I just now finding out that not only was Corey Gamble extremely close to Kim Porter and Diddy, he was there.
So why do you care to go to this? Because I was invited. Diddy will be proud of you tonight. Are we going to see Diddy? I don't think he's here. He's out with French Montana and he's in Miami, actually.
So who was with you this weekend? A bunch of my friends. Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber.
This is a church right here. It's in Agoura Hills, California, which is very close to Calabasas, and it was founded in 2009. The church was primarily founded by Chris. Churches do not have to pay any taxes. They don't even have to report their income to the IRS.
Do you or your family have any overseas tax shelters?
Corey Gamble is Justin Bieber's former tour manager, which taught Kris Jenner how to be a tour manager so that she could take over the financial responsibility.
Look where she's at. Anybody recognize this cabin right here in Kris Jenner's house? Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell at a cabin, but wait, is that? No, surely that's not the same cabin.
Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble just got hit with a bombshell they can't spin, bury, or PR gloss away. A fresh batch of leaked emails is allegedly pulling back the curtain on Corey's connections to Epstein and Diddy, and insiders claim those ties go way deeper than anything the public's ever been shown. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. Chris's name reportedly appears right there alongside his, not as an innocent bystander, not as someone out of the loop, but according to the whispers exploding online, as the one who was supposedly funding the whole thing. And suddenly, all those over-the-top parties, the billionaire guest lists, the non-stop real estate moves, the endless access, it all starts to look a lot less glamorous and a lot more calculated. Now the internet is spiraling over one question that changes everything. Was Corey the mastermind who pulled Kris into this dark web? Or has Kris been the one calling the shots from the very beginning?
He says that he was her protector, her confidant, her partner, and he put his life and his career and his businesses on hold in order to be her man.
Before those leaked emails even exploded online, Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble were already moving in a way that had people raising eyebrows. And it all traces back to that wildly extravagant 70th birthday party Kris threw right in the middle of the Epstein file chaos. Now, Kris going big for her birthday isn't shocking, that's on brand, but this one felt off from the moment the first photos hit the timeline. The scale was unreal, the guest list was curious, and the energy didn't feel celebratory at all. It felt strategic. Less birthday bash, more closed-door summit, like a quiet meeting of billionaires trying to figure out how to survive what they knew was coming next. And then the timing made it impossible to ignore. The party happened the exact same week the first Epstein-related email leaks started circulating. So people weren't seeing cake and candles, they were seeing a distraction. Perfectly placed just as Corey's name started getting whispered again behind the scenes. But here's where it gets messy. Reports later claimed Kris didn't even pay for the party. That jaw-dropping $6.5 million bill was allegedly covered by Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez. And as everyone knows, Bezos has never been part of the Kardashian inner circle. So why would one of the richest men on the planet suddenly drop millions on Kris Jenner's birthday, and why now of all moments? That alone set off alarms.
Anybody recognize this cabin right here that Kris Jenner's at? Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Then came the guest list, which pushed the whole thing from strange to suspicious. Nearly every major name tied to Epstein rumors or mentioned in leaked documents was reportedly there. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Meghan and Harry, Beyoncé and Jay-Z, Paris Hilton, Oprah, Tyler Perry. It read less like an invite list and more like a roll call of people who definitely didn't want their names popping up in the next wave of documents. But the real chaos allegedly didn't even happen inside the party. Officially, neighbors complained about noise and called the police. That's the story that made it out. But insiders claim that wasn't the real reason law enforcement showed up. According to whispers from people who were actually there, ambulances were called after something went wrong behind the scenes. Something serious enough that security scrambled to bury it before it leaked. And when you line it all up, the timing, the billionaire sponsors, the Epstein-linked crowd, the emergency responders, it all happened right as those leaked emails were gaining traction online. People didn't see coincidence, they saw a pattern that made one thing painfully clear: Kris and Corey weren't reacting to fallout, they were preparing for it. Now, as many already know, Corey Gamble has long been linked to some of the shadiest figures in the industry, including Diddy. Their relationship goes way back, and insiders claim they've helped each other cover questionable behavior for years.
I just now finding out that not only was Corey Gamble extremely close to Kim Porter and Diddy, he was there. He was there when the coroners arrived to Kim Porter's house after 911 was called. Am I crazy? That's Corey Gamble, 100%. Not in the blue, the one right behind him. Like, I don't even have a theory. I'm just confused. And we're going to talk about this in the deep dive, but Kim Porter, when she passed away, there was obviously discrepancies in police reports versus coroner reports. Another thing we know for a fact is P. Diddy had her entire home wired with audio listening devices, and video cameras. Was her passing caught on camera? Does Diddy have footage of Kim Porter passing away? I just don't get it. How has this man been everywhere, have connections with everyone, but he is really only known as Kris Jenner's boyfriend?
Remember when Corey went viral after photos of him at Kim Porter's house resurfaced around the time of Diddy's arrest? The rumor mill went into overdrive, with speculation that Corey had been sent there ahead of police to help remove anything that could connect Diddy to her death. And through all of this, the one person who never backed down when it came to calling Corey out was Kanye. Even while he was still married to Kim, Ye never trusted Corey. In a series of now-deleted tweets, he labeled Corey godless and an opportunist, and hinted that his relationship with Kris wasn't romantic at all, but a strategic alliance designed to protect Corey's connections to Diddy. Kanye even went as far as banning his kids from being around Corey entirely, saying he didn't want them influenced by his shady ways. And then came that leaked recording where Ye suggested Corey had ties to intelligence networks in Hollywood, even going so far as to refer to him as CIA. And once you stack all of that together, people aren't just asking questions anymore, they're connecting dots.
Yes, Corey CIA. Like, he didn't even have to say it. I know it.
If Kanye felt that strongly about Corey after such limited interaction, it really makes you wonder why the Kardashians seem so comfortable keeping him so close. From the way they treat him, Corey isn't just the boyfriend, he's practically family. But insiders say that comfort doesn't come from trust, it comes from Kris. Because according to people close to the situation, Kris and Corey's relationship allegedly isn't romantic at all, it's transactional. A classic sugar mama, sugar baby setup. She bankrolls the lifestyle, the access, the protection, and in return, Corey handles the dirty work no one else wants their hands on. So when those leaked emails surfaced and Kris's name showed up again and again, people weren't shocked. They were just connecting dots that had been forming for years. Now let's talk about those alleged emails, because insiders are saying what's in them could single-handedly collapse the entire Jenner empire. Screenshots have been quietly circulating through underground Reddit threads, disappearing almost as fast as they pop up. And according to people who claim to have seen them, the emails suggest Corey is officially on the FBI's radar. Not for rumors, not for associations, but for direct links to key moments in the Epstein timeline. Moments that line up a little too perfectly to be brushed off as coincidence. But here's where it really turns dark. Law enforcement insiders are allegedly treating Kris Jenner not as a clueless bystander, but as the industry's Ghislaine Maxwell, the fixer, the organizer, the one who recruits, shields, and quietly moves money for powerful clients. And just like Ghislaine, Kris has long been linked to alleged money laundering schemes.
Yeah, Corey Gamble has been a plant for a long time. Everybody knows it. Probably the one that groomed Justin to make him so pliable so that they could pimp him out at all these damn music festivals. He would be the right guy for the job.
The biggest red flag? Her so-called California Community Church. On paper, it's a place of worship, but critics believe it's something very different. A financial funnel hiding in plain sight. The church reportedly charges a $1,000 monthly membership fee, on top of generous donations separate from standard tithes. And because it's classified as a church, it comes with a massive tax advantage, including a 10% tax break. What that creates, according to critics, is the perfect loophole. Kris and her daughters can donate large sums to the church, write it off, and effectively keep that money circulating within their own ecosystem, clean, protected, and untouchable. And insiders claim Corey didn't stumble into that system by accident. He was bought into it, handpicked, positioned, and protected for a reason.
Yeah. We know the reason, too. Yo, where'd Isaac go? He'll be back. It's all right. Hopefully, he'll be back. Like, all these people, man, I'm telling you, man, it's just the operative motherfucking super spies and shit. I'm telling you, the super spies.
Ruthless people in the business world and industry, they just have subtleties to the tactics.
Ever since Sean Combs
bought it for him, she pays his rent every month, and all the Kardashians give at least 10% of their income every single year to this church. And it's obviously because they're like good Christians, right? It couldn't possibly be like tax evasion or like money laundering or anything, right?
But here's where it turns truly sinister. According to multiple reports, Kris allegedly uses that same church as a quiet cleanup pipeline for her wealthy friends, a place where money can disappear, get blessed, and come out clean on the other side. Insiders claim this is how hush money was funneled to Diddy's alleged victims and how similar payouts were handled for other powerful figures, the very same names who showed up smiling at her lavish birthday bash. Suddenly that guest list doesn't look social, it looks transactional. And then there's the real estate, the endless mansions, the non-stop construction, the constant flipping of properties within the Jenner orbit. Someone in that family is always buying, building, renovating, or selling. Online sleuths believe that isn't about luxury, it's about laundering. Speculation exploded that these real estate projects were just another front, allegedly used to move money and create safe spaces for men like Epstein and Diddy to run their operations under the cover of wealth and development. Once the leaks went viral, all hell broke loose. The backlash was instant. Old photos resurfaced, forgotten connections were dragged back into the light, threads went viral breaking down timelines, overlaps, and coincidences that suddenly didn't feel accidental anymore. One tweet in particular caught fire. It called Corey a fixer, saying Sean Combs' close friend Corey Gamble is Kris Jenner's boyfriend. He's also a fixer. Sometimes the fixes are pleasant and sometimes they're not. Thousands echoed the same sentiment. And that's when it hit Corey and the Kardashians that the era of distraction was over. No amount of parties, private jets, or glossy Instagram posts could drown this out. People want answers, and once they start pulling on that loose thread, they don't stop until everything unravels. Now here's where everything flips. Despite the united front Kris and Corey put on for the cameras, insiders say the cracks are already showing. The increased FBI scrutiny is getting to Corey, and word is he's panicking. Allegedly, he's already considering turning on Kris to save himself. And the signs are there. A blog reported that Kris and Corey were spotted in a heated argument in Las Vegas while attending Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter show. An eyewitness described the tension as intense and uncomfortable, claiming Khloé stepped in to calm a visibly frustrated Corey. After that night, things got even louder. Quietly, Kris completely iced Corey out of her concert posts, sharing photos only of herself with her new favorite inner circle, Oprah and Gayle King. No Corey, no acknowledgement, just distance. And that blow-up reportedly wasn't isolated. Days earlier, insiders claimed Corey snapped during another argument, telling Kris he was tired of being treated like her assistant instead of her partner. These fights erupting just months before Corey gets dragged into the spotlight in such a massive way don't feel random. Word on the street is that 50 Cent isn't done yet, not even close. After teasing that his Diddy documentary was only the beginning, people are now whispering that Kris Jenner could be next on his radar. And apparently Kris already feels the heat because insiders claim she's trying to get ahead of the story, quietly warning 50 not to come for her. But if she thinks a warning is enough to scare him off, yeah, she clearly doesn't know who she's dealing with. Sources say 50 is allegedly lining up multiple docuseries, each one zeroing in on a different celebrity with rumored ties to Diddy, and Kris's name keeps popping up in that conversation. The alleged plan? Peel back the curtain on her behind-the-scenes power moves, her business empire, and those long-circulating rumors online about shady deals and questionable money trails. Nothing has been proven, but the whispers have been loud for years, and now people are wondering if 50 is about to say out loud what others have only hinted at. If this really happens, it won't just be another celebrity feud, it could shake an entire empire. And knowing 50 Cent, if he decides to press play, he's not stopping.
Ruthless people in the business world and industry, they just have subtleties to the tactics.
Ever since Sean Combs' The Reckoning dropped, the internet has been in full meltdown mode. Fans haven't stopped tagging 50 Cent, begging him to keep going and blow the lid off everything rotten in the industry. And now, it looks like those demands might actually be turning into reality. Word from people close to 50 is that he's sitting on a list, a long one of high-profile names he allegedly wants to expose next. Insiders say The Reckoning was never meant to be a one-off. The plan reportedly is a series of sequels, with each episode zeroing in on a powerful celebrity who once lived comfortably inside Diddy's inner circle. And yes, Kris Jenner's name is supposedly on that list. If you've followed the rumors around Kris over the years, her name being linked to Diddy really shouldn't come as a shock. On their own show, Kris and her daughters have casually mentioned attending Diddy's parties more times than people can count. Khloé even once claimed she went to one of those parties where, according to her, nobody was wearing any clothes and she didn't even go to sleep. Put all of that together and you can see why people are nervous. Old comments are resurfacing, timelines are being re-examined, and suddenly what once sounded like wild Hollywood talk is starting to feel a lot more uncomfortable. And if 50 really decides to turn the camera back on, this next chapter could be even louder than the first.
He didn't go to bed. I haven't been to bed yet. You haven't? I want to be Clay when I grow up, of course. I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. on this party. I think half the people there were butt naked.
And it doesn't stop there. Kris, Kim, Khloé, and Kylie were all front and center at Diddy's 50th birthday bash back in 2019, one of those parties everyone still whispers about. Kris even brought her boyfriend Corey Gamble, and that's where things start to feel even murkier. Because Corey didn't just meet Diddy through Kris, he allegedly knew Diddy long before that. Over the years, rumors have swirled online claiming Corey was closely involved in Diddy's inner circle, with some people even going as far as to speculate about his role around young artists like Justin Bieber. Fans still point to that unsettling photo of Corey and Justin, saying it never sat right with them. Nothing has been proven, but the internet hasn't forgotten. And when it comes to Kris Jenner herself, her connection to Diddy runs deep. Their friendship stretches back more than a decade, with multiple business overlaps and public appearances tying them together. For years, Kris used to post cozy, smiling photos with Diddy on Instagram, the kind that suggested more than just casual industry acquaintances. Then there was that bizarre moment on Kris's talk show, where Diddy appeared as a judge, critiquing children in a modeling segment. At the time, it barely raised eyebrows. Looking back now, People are calling it uncomfortable, even disturbing, and asking how something like that ever made it to air. All of this is why the whispers won't die down. Old friendships, strange overlaps, resurfaced photos, it's starting to feel like a puzzle people are finally trying to put together. And if the cameras really start rolling again, these moments may not stay buried much longer.
We have Madison. She's wearing a black four-ring dress, a Stella McCartney sweater, and a Stuart Wiseman flats. Say hi to the audience, girl. Thank you, Becky.
Yeah.
I see you rocking that look. I called everybody, by the way.
Thanks, guys. For more information on spoiled Beckhams, check out our Facebook page. My hubby Bruce Jenner will be here when we come back.
Everything. This is big. Network like Oprah.
This is crazy. You are going to be big.
All these people, man. We gotta get rid of them. Yeah, I don't know where's Boogie. Where's Boogie at? I don't know. We'll find out.
Telling me you stealing from the airport.
I'm not stealing. I'm buying paint. That's what I told you. What do you
know what I'm saying? Black folks always stealing something.
I'm not black folks. I'm African.
That's the same thing. You black.
Not the same thing. We're different than you guys.
Look at your hand.
No, we're different than you guys from here.
How you different from me?
Oh yeah, we different.
How?
We don't do the same thing.
What you mean? So you better?
I'm not saying we better, but we do different stuff.
Like what? Give me an example.
Do different stuff. We African, we do different stuff.
Give me an example.
Listen.
Like y'all eat rabbits and we eat pigs?
Yeah, hold on. When Obama win, I see the black folks here started dancing. You know what I told them? I said, no, it's not your win. It's African who win. Believe me. And you better.
Oh, so Obama, you celebrated too?
Of course, Obama is African.
So why they can't celebrate?
Did Jesse Jackson win? He never going to be able to win. Jesse Jackson, did he win?
You said.
Did he win?
Hold up. You said we was dancing when Obama won.
No, listen. Y'all don't act right. Let me clear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and you do.
No, yeah, that's what Obama win. This doesn't win. Because that's
so you say the African Americans in America don't act right?
No.
And you do?
We do. That's what Obama over there.
You racist.
I'm not. I like y'all, but you know what? That's the reality I'm telling you.
You're racist. You just like the white people.
No, I'm not white. I'm African.
No, you're like the white people.
No, I'm African. I'm African. You hear me?
So wait, you won't go get a diamond chain and wear around your neck?
Oh, wait. No, I ain't gonna wear. I'm not gonna show my underwear. Do you see me dressed up?
Let me see.
I'm not gonna show my underwear to you.
I ain't even finna get into that. Let me see. That was insane to me. But regardless of that, he's not wrong. Now he can miss me with the whole backhanded, trying to say y'all don't know how to act right, and he's trying to be negative in that light. And even with that, if it wasn't for us acting right, you wouldn't be over here. You'd be back in Africa. So you can miss me with the whole y'all don't know how to act right stuff. Y'all don't know how to act right, because if you did, you'd still be in Africa building up your homeland. But that's not really the point I want to get to. The main point I want to get to is the fact that he's correct about Obama. Obama was not a win for Black Americans. Obama was a win for the LGBTQ and immigrants in general. It was a win for Mexicans. It was a win for Africans. It was a win for Caribbeans. It was a win for immigrant Europeans. It was a win for everybody else but us. And that's usually how the Democratic Party works. Not to mention, it would have been the same thing with Kamala Harris. Thank God she didn't win. But if she would have won, it would have been a win for Jamaica. It would have been a win for all of these Mexicans. It would have been a win for all of these other people who are coming into our country and destroying Black American communities. He's not wrong about that. He's 100% correct. And we're not the same. Black Americans are not African. Africans are not Black. It's the same thing. There's a big distinction. We're going to get into that. And I'm going to break that whole thing. We're going to break that whole thing down later in this video.
I honestly think that I'm Black. I'm a Black Somali man. But my partner over here doesn't agree with me.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm not Black.
I know Black. Impossible.
Pardon?
I said, I'm not Black.
You're not Black?
No.
That a lot of Black Americans don't have is a sense of knowing where you come from.
People forget we are Indian or Indio. You know what I'm saying? We aren't African. We are Indian American, Indio American. We're not Native American. We are Indio American. Because in order for you to be Native, means somebody created you there, which somebody created those people. They're part us and part Norwegian. You know what I'm saying? AKA Nordic. So that's why they have the lighter skin, longer hair like white people, and dark skin like us. So, like they said, all skin folk ain't kin folk. Exactly, my brother. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've never, I'm like, never really considered myself African. I say I'm Afro American, which is more what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nonetheless, I'm still American, just like the Mexicans. We American. Canadians, mm, you guys could be Americans, but you guys British. Fucked up. Even the Brazilians, those people are Americans. You know what I'm saying? It's like we all American. It's just we just indigenous. That's all. We indigenous. You know, indigenous.
Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all. And corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe even possible. Third, we will totally reform FISA courts, which are so corrupt that the judges seemingly do not care when they are lied to in warrant applications. So many judges have seen so many applications that they know were wrong, or at least they must have known. They do nothing about it. They're lied to. Fourth, to expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption. And there are plenty of them. Fifth, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers who collude with the fake news to deliberately weave false narratives and to subvert our government and our democracy. When possible, we will press criminal charges. Sixth, we will make every inspector general's office independent and physically separated from the departments they oversee so they do not become the protectors of the deep state. Seventh, I will ask Congress to establish an independent auditing system to continually monitor our intelligence agencies to ensure they are not spying on our citizens or running disinformation campaigns against the American people, or that they are not spying on someone's campaign like they spied on my campaign. Eighth, we will continue the effort launched by the Trump administration to move parts of the sprawling federal bureaucracy to new locations outside the Washington swamp. Just as I moved the Bureau of Land Management to Colorado, as many as 100,000 government positions could be moved out, and I mean immediately, of Washington to places filled with patriots who love America, and they really do love America. Ninth, I will work to ban federal bureaucrats from taking jobs at the companies they deal with and that they regulate. So they deal with these companies and they regulate these companies, and then they want to take jobs from these companies. Doesn't work that way. Such a public display cannot go on when it's taking place all the time, like with Big Pharma. Finally, I will push a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on members of Congress. This is how I will shatter the deep state and restore government that is controlled by the people and for the people. Thank you very much.
But like you said, Angela, promises, promises. That's all it is. It's just say we could do this, we could do this, but you ain't gonna do this because we know we ain't got none of that. Mm-hmm.
Today, streamers update. Jordan Pauline just revealed she is now handling the SA situation privately after facing backlash for voicing her story. She said this is a real and deeply personal experience and she will no longer share proof publicly. Blackboy Max just revealed he is going on a date with Liz Cambage this Wednesday. Not only that, she's getting 5-star tatted. Max is hyped, calling it straight cinema. Fan just revealed Yorridge would be a great host for the next Streamers Awards. She said he's knowledgeable and well-liked across Twitch communities. Rakai is being called out by fans for allegedly copying iShow Speed's streaming style. Fans say he's trying to emulate Speed's methods from years ago. Mizkif just announced he is leaving Twitch forever and moving to Kick. The Star Wars themed trailer shows him as a villain. People speculate it's a nod to Ice Poseidon and correcting the timeline. Kai cannot just turned 24, and fans are celebrating his birthday. He and his twin Kaya are enjoying the day, while fans shower him with love for all he's done for the community.
Yeah, man. All right, that was just a recap for the TikTok community. You know, we got that shit. We got that. Say what? Who? Red Cat. That's Red Cat. Martin is Red Cat. I thought you knew that. Or are you talking about someone else? So what you been thinking about, Red? Oh, probably like Christmas. Why not? I mean, they already pushing it out there, right? Or are we late? Yeah, they do hype World War III. Alien fakes. Just like they don't talk about what happened in Florida anymore. Remember that shit? Don't nobody want to talk about none of that shit in Florida where they got all cameras, taking phones, taking all that shit. Talk about they was lighting off fireworks and fighting mall and shit. Motherfucking, there was 8-foot tall aliens walking around there, fucking shadowy figures and shit, and blipping into space and shit. What the fuck are you guys even fucking talking about, man? Are you guys using that projector or shit now? That's what I was thinking. They popped open those projectors and niggas like, what the fuck? Yeah, but that I think like Venezuela is where they're gonna do it. Said then supposedly war and supposedly start Venezuela. Yeah, because that's where the fucking dragon head is. But hey, we'll get to that.
You start understanding quantum physics, you realize that everything is energy and nothing is separate. And then when you realize that they can measure your brainwaves with a magnet that doesn't touch your head, you realize that your thoughts are not in your head. And they're part of this greater field that we are all connected by. And they're now trying to understand how we actually store memories, which is a developing process. Some of it is protein-based, and some of it is this theory that we basically store our thoughts in the cloud. So basically you're accessing your own Wi-Fi field. And this is why there is a difference of like meeting somebody in person versus doing something over Zoom. Our biofields are interacting right now. There are low-level frequencies that our brains interact on. So having that biofield, you realize that like you have your own biofield, you are your own Wi-Fi, you emit your own Wi-Fi. And so then thoughts can be the process of some of that Wi-Fi coming in, mostly directed as life force and energy, which is why like how you practice your energy and how you maintain your energy can really direct how your thoughts come out in your reality, because it's that life force that then drives a chemical change in the brain that then drives forth whatever is going to come out as like a conscious thought or a verbal thought or anything like that. But when you realize that it's the energy that comes first, this is why stuff like meditation could lead to manifestation, because you have to correct that frequency signal and then it'll actually correct your physiology. And I literally went through my own personal experience of this, because at one point I talk to people a lot about allostatic load, and it's this concept of when your body becomes overwhelmed I just had so many things going on in my life on like a physical level, a chemical level, and a mental level. My body got overwhelmed. My immune system was starting to act in autoimmune type ways. I basically became allergic to all food. This is how I know sensitivity to supplements really well. I was being made sicker by being put on supplements and medications, and my body was just rejecting all of it. And so I finally got to this point where I was at a loss, and the only thing I had left to do was listen to my body. And my body was like, I want you to sit here and drink water and eat these 3 foods and meditate and do nothing else. So that's basically what I did. But in that process, simply from meditation, all my symptoms started.
Body is a miraculous tool. We could heal it just by not doing anything. Standing still. Not even eating. I mean, you can drink water or something, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to use the bathroom, obviously. But you can heal yourself. You just have to take your time. Patience is a virtue. A lot of people waste it.
God is king. He said, keep God first. And people was looking at him. He was like, no, I'm serious. Like, he had the little regret face, and he was just like, no, I'm serious. Keep God first. It just made me think, I know he's about to have one of the craziest moments next year. I'm just hoping he didn't give nothing up for that role. And if he did, that can factor into why his mental can be fucked up. But y'all let me know what y'all think about it down below in the comments. I fuck with you, KC3, so I'm hoping you didn't do that.
I'm gonna say like this. I'm pretty sure he had I'm pretty sure LeBron went inside him. Okay. And I'm pretty sure the dude, you know, he regretted it. You know, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. But hey, I digress.
So Hurricane Aaron has made it to a Category 5. And if you follow me, I told you what's in the Caribbean causing all of these hurricanes. But it seems that people just don't listen. I showed you where they feed from. Here, let me show you again. For those of you that follow me, you know what you're looking at. For those of you that don't, here, let me help you out first. See this? There's the chin, all right? Watch this. It's a cobra-like head, all right? And it comes through here. Look, it goes through. Look at the difference. You can follow it here. All right. Now I want you guys to look real close. What's this? It's one there. And it's one there. All right. Now, they feed. This one feeds right here. All right. You will see all of this come right here. That is where this one sucks. All right. Can you see it? Top.
Just saying, man.
There was another earthquake today. And if you follow me, I've shown you the outline of Levi that runs through Venezuela and Colombia. Guess where this earthquake was? I told y'all. She was trying to move. Now, let's TikTok about it. All right, TikTok. If you follow me, you know all of these yellow dots are earthquakes within the last 24 hours. And what you're looking at here is Puerto Rico. All right. And Puerto Rico is on the side of the snout coming around. Here's the nose holes. Here's the lips. Everyone knows that right here is Boca del Dragon. And that means the mouth of the dragon. Literally, that's this area right here. All right. Puerto Rico is not an eye. I heard another creator use my info and try to say that Puerto Rico is an eye. If you follow me, you know that you can see it. Here's an eye. All right. So there would not be an eye.
Yeah, you be safe out there, South, man. I don't know why you in the emergency room. Yeah. I don't know why you there, but be safe, bro. Be safe.
Today's streamers update, Jason the Ween just exposed Sunny for disrespecting his girlfriend Sakura. He revealed Sunny said, Sakura didn't deserve her viewership, claiming she was put on by Jason. Illuminati just called out Agent over his reaction to the Iron Mouse situation. Saul said Agent acted overly shocked when Ray asked what she looked like. He implied Agent was playing it safe to avoid backlash and sponsor issues. Rowd just called out Jordan Pauline, accusing her of opportunism in the Ty Lil situation. He pointed out that since the allegations, she's streamed more, posted more photo shoots, but still hasn't shown solid proof. Rakai just claimed Kai Tana is aching mental health struggles for clout. While reacting to Kai's video, Auden Ross just refused to defend Ty Lil, saying he's done sticking his neck out for people. Adine said every time he speaks up, he gets backlash with no support in return. Agent Zero just announced a new IRL series called Next Stop. He revealed he'll be streaming from different countries around the world, exploring cultures on and off the tourist path.
See, I feel like that would be a good dream and shit to do while you're like getting famous, but not while you're famous, because then you basically the lick. Like somebody gonna rob you, try to set you up to where you get unalive, something like that, you know. But hey, do what you want to do, man. Be safe while you doing it. Hopefully, you ain't gonna be lacking. You got good people packing. You know what I'm saying? Get well, Sal, man. You know. I thought you had a appointment set up and stuff for that stuff. Weren't you supposed to be getting that done? Yeah, real talk, Red. But it's for the tick Twitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm over there. Glitch for the Twitch.
Hold up. Taking the show on the road. Where was they going? Yeah. ATL. 48 hours. That's it, baby. Then I gotta go. And I'm leaving with all the soul. Yeah.
Hey, that's real talk, though. Red, normalizing popular people getting attention. I went earlier to the appointment and my health got worse and was rushed to the emergency. I'm on IVs with antibiotics and morphine, waiting for a room. I'm gonna be here for a few more days. God dang, bro. Yeah, hopefully you get better. Did you bring some Bomies with you? I hope you did. No, they can't stop you from eating them. Yeah, that's the best thing that you could do too. What Red says, get rid of the stress, bro. Like just calm down. Find your center or your happy places, Happy Gilmore would have said.
This quote up here, it's a Supreme Court where it says U.S. or S.CT. That means it's a Supreme Court decision. It essentially means it is the highest court statement of reality. It says the U.S. citizens of the District of Columbia residing in one of the states of the Union are classified as property and franchises of the federal government as a, quote, individual entity. Now, you might say to yourself, but I'm not a citizen of the District of Columbia, and that's where you're wrong, okay? You may say to yourself, I'm a living being standing on the ground, on the land, and therefore I'm not a property and I'm not a franchise, and I may consider myself an individual, but you don't understand the definition of the word individual. Individual is an artificial construct in the legal system in which we exist.
That part. Subjects of the state, for real. Said they snuck a bunch of bullshit laws and bills through this week. Oh yeah, you better believe it. Slid some truly evil shit too. Yeah, all let go rest. Said I was just here 4 days ago, but yeah, I'm all loopy and we'll just be here in the chat. All right, bro. Thank you. Yo, Tamara, what's up? What's up? Tamara in the building. Let's get it.
I guess I'm playing catch up now, huh? Because now we need to talk about why the war on drugs in Venezuela is a lie. Y'all ready? Let's go. All right. Let's talk about it, shall we? Sit down. If you have your coffee or your tea, go on ahead and pull up for this one, because what's happening right now off of the coast of Venezuela is not a drug war. But they would have you believe that. It is absolutely not about fentanyl, narcotics, or cartel boats. And the receipts prove it. Yeah, here we go. So here's what we're being told. We're being told the U.S. is launching a war on drugs in the Caribbean, right? But the data, the reporting, and even the words of U.S. lawmakers tells a different and complete different story. Let me start with this. So according to The Guardian, and
Man, we already know what's going on. They over there trying to attack the snake. Ain't nothing wrong. They trying to blow that bitch up before it wakes up. Try and knock out the motherfucking dragon, y'all. Yeah, for real, Sal. We sending you positive energy, bro. Prayers. Good meditational stances, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be astral projecting for the bro. So always the same playbook for real. It's all about that mind, and they want to try to get that snake that snake oil.
The universe doesn't want you to try harder. It wants you to breathe, let go, and be open to things being easier and more magical than you could ever imagine. Those who flow as the universe flows know.
That was for you, Sal. You know what I'm saying? That's for you, Sal, man. Then play again.
The universe doesn't want you to try harder. It wants you to breathe, let go, and be open to things being easier and more magical than you could ever imagine. Those who flow as the universe flows know.
Universe goes. But let's go with the next roll. Long one, y'all.
You can see this is the Gleason's new standard map of the world. It says scientifically and practically correct as it is. Nowhere on this map does it say that this is a projection map of a globe. But you know what it does say? It says new standard map of the world on the projection of J.S. Christopher, Modern College, Blackheath, England. Scientifically and practically correct as it is. Okay, now here's where everybody needs to pay attention. Here's where the Glober is going to come in and try to tell you that this is a projection map of a globe, okay? But they are wrong. It is a projection map of the flat earth being presented onto a paper, onto surface. Now, if you don't understand that, let me show you here. Projection, okay? The presentation of an image on a surface, especially a movie screen. Now that's as deep as we're going to go on that because the definition explains itself, common sense. But here's what we are going to go into real quick. Like I said before, this is Gleason's new standard map of the world on the projection of J.S. Christopher. Now let's go to the University of Milwaukee. Here we are, Gleason's new standard map of the world. And there's an image of the map. But let's go down here below that. Now, right down here under item description, full title, Gleason's New Standard Map of the World on the projection of J.S. Christopher, Modern College, Blackheath, England, scientifically and practically correct as it is. Short title, Flat Earth, 1892-2013. Now, being that this specific map that I have is from the Boston Public Library, let's go to Boston's Rare Maps and see what they say about Gleason himself and J.S. Christopher, the man who made the map. Okay, Extraordinary Rare 1892 Flat Earth Map by Alexander Gleason. Now, let's stroll down here and see what we got going on. Now, this is just a description of the map, which is on the map. We want to know the details behind the map, the story behind the map. So, like I was saying, as we stroll past the description of the map, what we want to do is go down here. Let me show you here. It says, things get weird, though, with the description key on the back of the map, which ends with the sentence, the demonstration has reference to either considerations, the Earth a globe or a plane. Take your choice. To make sense of all this, one must refer to Gleason. Is the Bible from heaven? Is the Earth a globe? Buffalo Electrotype and Engraving Company, 1890, with an enlarged second edition in 1893. There, he marshals scripture, quirky interpretations of physical science, shoddy observation, and dollops of common sense to argue that the Earth is flat, stationary, and the center of the cosmos. Late in the work, he announces and describes his new map, which is the one that I just showed you guys at the beginning of the video. And here he's just explaining the colors of the map, what all it contains, the continents, the islands, the rivers, and whatnot. But what we want to do is stroll down to here, and it says, in any event, he presumably chose not to mention his flat earth views in the application in order to avoid the risk of rejection by the patent office. Okay, so now here we have Alexander Gleason. Let's stroll down the page here. Okay, Alexander Gleason, November 28th, 1827 to March 13th, 1909, was an American machinist and civil engineer, a proponent in his later years of flat earth theory, and in particular noted for his New Standard Map of the World, 1892, the one that we are speaking of, the one that I just showed you. Okay, now let's stroll down here a little further to the press coverage and see what it says. Okay, Buffalo and the Earth. An intelligent journal says the world is our oyster. Buffalo Commercial, Buffalo, New York, 7/21, November 1890. Is it any wonder that Alexander Gleason of number 1201 Niagara Street is making an effort to prove that the Earth is flat? Nowadays, nothing seems impossible to a Buffalonian. When Mr. Gleason has successfully demonstrated his theory in regard to our planet, he will doubtless take possession of the Earth in the name of his native city. There was a time when Chicago waved the palm for greatest exhibition and municipal claims. The tide of empire, however, has begun to set eastward. Buffalo, the world is yours. Zetetic and theoretic defined. Buffalo Commercial, Buffalo, New York, 6/24, March 1893. Again, there has arisen in our midst with bold attack upon the present system of astronomy and geodesy, a work of surpassing magnitude by one Alexander Gleason of our own city, published by the Buffalo Electrotype and Engraving Company, and for sale by either of the above named. The work referred to bears of the title, Is the Bible from Heaven? Is the Earth a Globe? While it is manifest from a moment's glance that to the first interrogation there is no doubt in the mind of the writer as to the inspiration of the word. In regard to the second, if the diagrams and statistical measurements are correct, there remains some hard-shelled nuts for our scientists to crack. So, people, as you can see, Alexander Gleason was a flat earther, and without a shadow of a doubt, this is his flat earth map, and I just gave you the history of the flat earth map and Mr. Gleason. Now let's move on to J.S. Christopher. The subtitle of Gleason's map credits the projection to J.S. Christopher of Modern College, Blackheath. Okay, now let's stroll down and see about Christopher. It says he was born 1805 in Dartmouth, Devon, was a merchant active in the East, blah, 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 blah. Now, at some time in life, Christopher got hooked on Samuel Burley Rowbotham's Tictok astronomy. Now, if you're not familiar with who Samuel Burley Rowbotham is, he wrote a book in 1864 called Earth Not a Globe. Both the Tictok astronomy and Christopher's map made their way across the Atlantic and found inheritance here in the United States. Alexander Gleason among them. Somehow Gleason got hold of Christopher's map and republished it. Not once, but twice. And if you look a little further down, it says Gleason's 1885 flat Earth map is so rare that only images I find are reproductions, such as this one on eBay. His second map of 1892 offered here is almost equally rare. So now that we have established that this is a projection map of a flat Earth, through detailed research that I just showed you, and showed you how Alexander Gleason and J.S. Christopher are both flat earthers, and this is their flat Earth map. And even the pretty lady here on the news will tell you it's not a projection map of the globe, it's a flat Earth map with the North Pole in the center and the ice walls holding everything in. Check it out.
The curving horizon, the sloping sea level, the spin of the Earth. Unless you can see these phenomena with your own eyes, they may not be true. Unlike what we've been told in school, the Earth looks like a snow globe, round but not sphere. The North Pole is at the center of most flat Earth maps, with the ice of Antarctica holding everything in.
You see, even the news lady knows that this is a flat Earth map. Anyways, like I was saying, this was just another miserable failed attempt for the Globetrotters to try to convince you to live in their illusion that this is a globe projection map. It's not, and I just proved that to you. So we just debunked that bull crap. So these globe earthers that are on YouTube getting paid to make you think they're smart and know what they're talking about, you need to get your crayons and start over again with your illusional bull crap. Because we just proved to everybody how stupid you are with the projection of the real flat Earth map. Everyone, thanks for watching. Have a good evening, and God bless.
Hey, he ain't lying. That's basically what it was. Antarctica was a refrigerator. But it's only because there are machines they have working there on the wall. Think about Game of Thrones, when all the wall was made of ice. You know what I'm saying? Make it cold and nobody will want to go there. Exactly. The only thing that goes there are polar bears and penguins. The fuck? And white people. Because they don't have no soul. No, I'm just playing. I digress. Let's go.
How many people do you know personally who have died suddenly and mysteriously in the past 5 years? I have personally known 8 actors, all of whom I have worked with and was close to. Heath Ledger, Chris Penn, David Carradine among them. I believe these actors were whacked, and I believe that many others, such as Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, and Mel Gibson, are being played to get at their money.
In that last clip, we see actor Randy Quaid speaking up against what he called the star whackers in Hollywood. Quite literally talks about 8 of his close celebrity friends passing away all in a short period of time. Around 2010, when this interview dropped, a lot of people were saying he was crazy or going off his rocker, and they didn't think there was any validity to his claims. Let's see what else Randy had to say.
Were mercilessly slandering me and trying to kill my career.
Shortly after, Randy Quaid and his wife would literally flee the country to try to get away from what he called star whackers. Watching this clip back in 2025, it just doesn't sound so crazy. Comment below. Let me know. Am I onto something or am I tripping? Wake up.
Man, they do be taking them people out. They take us out too. If we talk too much and we know the truth and we tell people what it is and what it do, oh, they take us out too. Look what they did to Rashad Jamal. Look what they did to. Matter of fact, you guys know what it is. I ain't gotta say it. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. I digress. Let's keep it moving.
We have powers and a lot of abilities that we are ignorant of. And I need for us to realize that one of the reasons why all of this mind control is literally going on, guys, forces are trying to prevent humans from knowing who they truly are. They are trying to create an existence for us that keeps us ignorant our whole lives of our capabilities, of our true nature, of our true identity, and so forth. Now, guys, how these beings operate is very simple. All they're trying to do, they're trying to create a disconnection within every human being that stops them from making access to who they truly are. Ladies and gentlemen, this inner source that every human being has access to, that's literally what they're trying to stop us from connecting with. This inner source, let's just call it our subconscious minds, the intelligence of our bodies. We need to realize that our bodies have its own intelligence, and the intelligence of our bodies are closer to who we truly are than the intelligence of our egos. And there are forces that are trying to prevent us from making a connection with ourselves. Okay, now guys, now that we're on the topic of our body's intelligence, let's use this as an opportunity to learn about the center of our body's intelligence.
Angela, leave that dude alone, man. He's being a Buddhist. Okay, he don't care about none of that shit. He spends more time on philosophy and inner peace and shit than he does on Dude does not wear deodorant, Angela. He is not like us. Okay, dude does not wear. I'm pretty sure he washes his ass and shit. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying he don't wear deodorant. The dude is not like us. He obviously does not comb his hair. He don't give a fuck about picking his hair. I don't know what he's doing up there, but it looked like it's doing its mushroom thing right now. You know what I'm saying? It might be fermenting and shit. I'm just saying. His hair look good to though. You know, he doing the sideshow Bob thing. That's all I can say. But hey, I digress. Let's keep it moving.
Free Rashad Jamal, they gave him 16 fucking years for waking the world up and exposing the elites, they wasn't fair. He taught a lot of spiritual things that most niggas never knew about this fucked up ass world. Like what else was he supposed to do? He united the black community, something most of y'all can't do, but people steady hating on him. What the fuck, like I'm confused. His baby mama didn't wanna see him win, so she framed him. There was no proof, just a hearsay, they so shameful. Child molestation, they hit black leaders with the same thing to ruin our image, turn our people on us, then chain gang. How come y'all don't see this? This been happening for years. I'm tired of shit like this, that's why I'm never motherfucking scared. Free Rashad till it's backwards, he was preaching like a fucking pastor. I know he miss his family, this whole world is a fucking disaster. Talking about child molestation, bitch, what about Epstein? And that list they stole free.
This is a message for every world leader, every president, every chancellor, every prime minister. If you send your warships towards the Caribbean and you explode an atom bomb near Venezuela, there will be dire consequences to your actions. Let the serpent waken and move slowly so that there will not be catastrophic life loss. You know as well as I do what Nagasaki was and Hiroshima was, and what area of that animal you dropped that bomb on, and why. The equivalent on this side of the world would be in Venezuela. Okay? So, if you are planning to send ships to the Caribbean with your nuclear arsenal, because this serpent is waking, she's waking. She is. And when she moves, she's going to move slow. It's going to cause destruction. It's going to start ripping the United States from the Midwest to the West Coast away. Let her do it naturally. If you explode your atom bombs on this creature, there will be dire consequences. She's going to move slow like every other serpent does. She's still cold and underwater, so it's going to be slow. I get it. If you explode that bomb on her eye and you blind her, she's going to flinch and send probably a 5-mile-long tsunami from the Bering Sea along the West Coast. I don't care. This is not up for debate. And y'all know this. You know what you did in World War II. We know what you did in World War II. And now you're coming up on World War III. Leave the beast alone. We're supposed to share a symbiotic relationship with the beast. But you quit with what you believe is great technology. It's not. You're going to make things worse. And it is going to be 100% your fault whenever catastrophic life is lost along the West Coast. 100% your fault. So once again, for every world leader, every president, every chancellor and prime minister, get your ships away from the Caribbean. Not only will you pay for it, all of your citizens are going to pay for it along the West Coast, all the way to the Midwest. This tsunami could probably break things and affect the East Coast coming from the West. You don't have to listen. Do as you please. But I'm going to make you a promise. It won't go unnoticed.
You want to rattle the cage if you want. Fuck around and find out. Shit, we try to end this year on a good note. Not bad. Good foot. Not bad. We step into 2026 into the new mix. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole new blend of shit. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it ain't shit. Let's say it's a whole new blend of it. How about that? You know what I'm saying? We try to get peace and prosperity and abundance. And them holy trinity. You know what I mean? Let's get it.
So this is what they mean when they say the Nephilim were clowns. So bottom left hand corner is a Nephilim. This is his Paracus skulls, the elongated skulls. You probably know them as the Tarot, not to be confused with the Darrow. But yeah, this race of giants, anywhere from 7 to 15 feet tall with elongated skull. This may be the ancestor of the Incans and the Incan Empire, but they're located in Peru. And this is also going to be the people associated with the Nazca lines. Now, you do have red-headed giants in the Americas, and it's actually quite popular that in Central America and even parts of southeastern part of America, and even in the Northeast, we hear about people with elongated skull. And So when you hear Nephilim are clowns, this is what they're talking about. So you got the red hair, right? Ronald McDonald, red hair. You got the pale skin, right? You hear lots about stories, lots of white Indians, pale skinned Indians, red-headed giants, right? Gingers. Also, the red nose and the red lips signifies the cannibalism, right? Because they're man-eaters. Also, New York Giants, Mohawk Giants. I'm not saying Mohawks got red hair, but you know what I mean. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Go ahead and give this a share, and thanks for watching.
Well, I always thought there was killer clowns from outer space trying to capture us and drink us in cotton candy, little slushies and shit. You know what I mean? So no wonder everybody hates gingers. Only the short ones are good. You know what I'm saying? The tall ones are the ones you gotta worry about. Red Cat probably using it to manipulate us to make us sick and depend on a new method of medicine. Yeah, most likely.
So there are B-52 bombers that have been spotted in the Caribbean. I guess that's for drug warlords, drug traffickers, on little itty-bitty boats that can only hold 5 or 6 people. I told y'all, if you follow me, you know exactly what's in the Caribbean. You know exactly what's in Venezuela. You know exactly where it is. If you don't follow me, you should. Go into my profile and go to my playlist and look up the What Do We Really Live On playlist. And you will understand what's in the Caribbean and why they just sent B-52 bombers there. I also warned you all, if they ever explode a nuke down there, she is going to flinch. And when she flinch and she moves, the entire West Coast will be affected. I also told you, they're putting those National Guard in place where they know they need to be, just in case this happens. If they deem it necessary to drop a nuke on this, she's gonna move. When she moves, she's gonna separate the United States. All right? Point blank, period. From Texas all the way up through Utah, all the way up Washington State, all of that will be separated from the United States. But who am I? Everything else I've told you so far, you've seen come to pass. If you're on the West Coast, stay prepared and get ready to move. Because if they drop a nuke, they're going to blame it on somebody else. But all of the destruction will start when she start moving. Once again, stay prepared. And this is if they drop a nuke. All right? She's going to move eventually. But she'll move a lot faster if they blow something up along her head. And TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. I told you, I'm just trying to be a great producer like Steven Spielberg. Just better.
I'm just trying to be like Nostradamus, trying to put out the playbook for everybody to see so that they don't understand shit until it happens. But at least they're prepared to be like, okay, I thought about that already. You know what I'm saying? We got scenarios planned out. Red said, I'm spotted like a leopard. People call me white. I'm like, can you see me? You said, I'm not, yeah, that's white for real. Just the shirt color is white. So me, I'm high yellow. See that? How it looked like manila envelope and shit. You feel me? let's get it.
If you watch The Switch, if anybody, what's up, chat? He says he can switch people out. And he does it right in front of them. And he says, like, yo, bro, like, I'll switch your wife out and I'll put another one of your wife inside of her body. And they're walking around and you think that's your wife, and it's not your wife. This is what's going on. It's no longer, like I said, it's no longer spiritual. We figured out how to, turn into spirit and exchange the soul in order to control the vessel. So if I have the vessel and I'm just nothing but spirit, I can ruin your life. That's what everybody has been going through. So they can't recognize it unless you say things like The Switch. So when they watch that and they see that there's other people that can identify other than me, it's not just me playing games. It's the truth. We have to be careful with who we watch. You'll be in the car with Paul, man, but you're really in the car with Peter. But that's Paul's body. But why is Peter in Paul's body? I've been going through this for a while in order to figure out and identify every soul inside of every vessel, to where we can all identify it, and it's not just me that can do it. We can all identify who we are. We can all say, you know what, we're still here.
So how do I know Orlando's in Orlando's body right now?
Man, I would be 6 inches taller. Haven't you seen Kanye?
Why does Ray J look like Kanye now?
Probably because he is.
You say that a lot. You say a lot of people are other people.
Well, no, bro, you have to look at the vessel and look at how things work. If you love someone, you should know how they work inside of their own vessel. When they move that spirit to the next vessel, they still do the same thing, is all I've been saying to you.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow what you're saying.
Yeah, well, you followed it because they did.
Said, Castanet, you basically embodied Diddy, my guy. So you knew Diddy. Let's just hope you do better. How about that? You know what I mean? Let's hope you do better. Let's not let that shit go to your head. You know what I'm saying? We knew you like doing that fruity shit when you was young. If you like doing the fruity shit, man, just do the fruity shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to hop into a different vessel and shit and still do the fuckery. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, dude, you gotta stick with one thing, man. You can't be doing all that shit. It's too much, man. Slow down before you go down. You know what I'm saying? You don't want infamy like he is. You don't want to be saying no Castanet. You know what I'm saying? No snap. You don't want nobody saying no snap. That'll be a whole new ball game, buddy. Everybody was like, damn, them niggas from New York is different. You know what I'm saying? I was just saying, bro. Just saying. No Diddy. Don't do that. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep it moving.
The law of attraction. I think we've all heard this term a lot by now. You know, the law of attraction, we've all heard this term a lot by now over the years, but a lot of people still don't believe in it, and it's people that do. In this video, I just want to touch a little bit on why it works and how it works. Okay, first off, the only people that are able to use the law of attraction are the gods and the goddesses, which will be your ordinary people, which will be your black people, or your African Americans, and your bronze people, your Latinos. So when I say black people, that goes for all black people. African Americans, Jamaicans, Haitians, whatever they're listed as, that's what that goes for. So in the meantime, it's important that I break down to you guys what the law of attraction is. So in a later video, I'll be explaining to you, sorry if I stumbled over my words a little bit, I'm watching my surroundings. But if I'll be explaining to you in a later video, the difference between the gods and the humans, and what makes us gods and what makes the Caucasians and Asians and Mexicans and Dravidians humans in a later video. But for now, let me just stay on point. So like I was saying, the only beings that are capable of using the law of attraction are the gods and the goddesses, because the law of attraction is technology, and it's technology that only comes with these avatars. You have to understand that if you are black and you have this, not melanin, it's been called melanin, but it's not. I also make a separate video about that. It's called carbon, but I'll say that for another video. But if you are a carbonated being, all right, and you have carbon in this avatar, then you are able to do just about whatever you want. And a small part of the technology of these carbon avatars that we have is the brain and the tongue. So let me give you the scientific breakdown on why the law of attraction works. Okay, well, basically, scientists, the human scientists. So sometimes I like to, use the little bit of information that these Caucasoids do throw out there to us, or these humans, these orc beings. All right, but scientists have proven, have discovered that when the moment the brain conceives a thought, all right, it begins to reshape itself neurologically, all right? So it's called neurochemistry. Basically, when we think a thought, all right, that thought affects the neurochemistry of our brain. And neurochemistry, go Google the word, right? But neurochemistry is basically the study of the nervous system, or the way the nervous system works in your body. So basically, when we think a thought, our nervous system is immediately impacted by it, and it fires off thoughts throughout the body, and it lets out a secretion that it sends to the skin, or the epidermis, the first layer of the skin, which is this carbon. All right, and this carbon then emits frequencies out into the universe around us, and everything vibrates on our planet. I will be breaking all this down in later videos. Just bear with me, okay, on this law of attraction thing. So basically, this is what happens. So basically, all right, when you think something, all these triggers that take place from the brain down, sending things down to the skin. The skin is basically an antenna, and it emits frequencies to attract likewise frequencies. But it's even deeper than that. What actually happens is that as we think these thoughts, all these secretions is being released from our brain, and the neurochemistry of our brain is changing based upon the thought that we are thinking or holding at that time. Okay, so the purpose for the brain releasing all these different toxins, or if you want to call them toxins, but different chemicals, all right, is because what happens is the brain, by law, right, because the brain is controlled by the soul and the spirit, all right? You are not your body, all right? This is one of the biggest lies ever told to us, all right? You are not your body, and even humans are not their body. But the brain, basically, by law, being controlled by the soul, has to reshape the environment to match the thought that was emitted from that avatar, all right? Let me say that again. So when you think a thought, all right, the neurochemistry of your brain, the hardwiring, the programming of your brain completely begins to change. And your whole reality, everything that you see literally from through the retinas of your eyes begins to change based upon the thought that you are thinking. So I basically just gave you the scientific breakdown of why the law of attraction works, okay? And this is why the law of attraction works, because of this science. This science that proves the neurological system in your brain, all right, the neurochemistry of your brain is directly impacted by what we think, all right? So at the end of the day, with that being said, I don't want to lose you. I don't want to go too far, all right? I just want to, just a little bit, touch on it. Look at this sky behind me, a beautiful sky, all right? So I ain't want to touch too much on this. I don't want to touch too much on it too long. I want to keep the video nice and short. But this is why the law of attraction works. The law of attraction is nothing more than technology that comes with these avatars. With that being said, I'm going to close this lesson. Peace to the gods. And I leave as I come. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I say. Family. The lesson is learned. You know what we do? Magic is something that we are, not what we make. You know what I'm saying? We make what we want. So the magic is us. Don't forget, y'all. Sharing is caring. Liking is even more better than what you think. You know what I'm saying? We got 17 likes. I appreciate it. Man, we getting it. Might be able to get this. Man, hey, for real, man. I appreciate everything y'all do, family. You know what I'm saying? I try to do this stuff for y'all. Try to bring y'all good shit. Hey, I do what I can do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna leave it on this one, y'all. We're gonna see it on the next one. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Yeah.
Friends are some of the fakest people you ever have in your life. Because friends will never allow you to just be yourself. Oh, man, nigga, you sound like you're getting weak. Oh, man, you sound like you get... They ain't gonna let you say, man, I'm hurt right now, homie. I feel like hurt. They gonna go tell somebody, man, nigga talking about killing himself. So, friends don't check on nobody. Family. Family go check on your family. Because friends have to fake with one another. Friends have to be fake in order for us to be real friends. I can't tell you, nigga, you wrong when you wrong.
I felt that! My bad. That shit hit me. That shit hit me, man. That shit touched me on another level.
Homie, friends don't let each other be who they really want to be, my nigga. I got to be who you want me to be so we can remain friends. If I tell you I don't like this, I don't want to kick that nigga, I don't want to rob that nigga, and we from the same hood, but we friends. I can't go against my friend because my friend gonna quit me. So if I'm really your friend, I can tell you no. I can tell you I don't like this. I don't want to do this. Say, homie, I'm on the phone with my girl. Can you cut this down? And you don't say, oh, man, nigga caking on the phone. My friend understand this is my girl. So when he heard me talking to my girl, he cut the music down. Without shaming me. Friends wake up every day to shame one another. Why do you want me to believe when you call me, homie, and we Jones and high side? What friends do with each other. But man, my family ain't gonna do this. So I build a family away from a family, nigga.
Mars. Only a fool would include his own death as part of a plan. Young lady.
Mars so cold, I think I'm done with ice. Birds, if I leave her, she gon' die. Well, bitch, you done with life. Okay.
We had a saying where we would be like, peace, be safe. But then we heard Nipsey say, stay dangerous. And I never understood it. But then when I finally understood it, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Stay dangerous. Because when you are, you're aware. If you're part of the danger, you can see the danger around you as well. You have to stay dangerous. Because if we're not, we're going to get caught unaware, and then we're just a pawn being used. When you carry yourself like a king, you will be.